little unexpected children simultaneously. The doctor brought us, and you can see that we'll be three forever and A-E-I-O.
I mean, is it? I really. You'll be. Let me.
Others want us out of. We want to stay there. Barack Obama is out.
All right. Well, first of all, the first question you said was, why am I?
You wouldn't know how agonizing being triplets can be.
Remember this, Chris. We wouldn't be having this discussion about how to get out unless the surge. He was prepared to accept retreat and defeat, and that would mean today Al-Qaeda would be in charge of parts of Iraq. And the fact is that we are winning in Iraq today.
The surge is working. Success will come when Al-Qaeda has no safe haven.
The president said that victory would be a matter of will and that the U.S. could not afford to retreat from the battlefield.
$1 trillion in Iraq over the next 10 years. McCain.
I'm very pleased at the success of the surge. The surge is succeeding. There are still enormous challenges. Al-Qaeda is on the run, but they are not defeated. And having said that, there's no doubt that the surge has succeeded.
We do everything alike, we look alike, we dress alike, we walk alike, we talk alike, and what is more, we hate each other very much. We hate our folks, we're sick of jokes, and what an art it is to tell us apart.
Oil companies, they get tax breaks while we pay at the pump. McCain.
Are there any significant economic differences between what the Bush administration has put forward over these many years as opposed to now what John McCain supports?
Yeah, I mean, for instance, take, you know, take, for instance, the issue of I'm drawing a blank, and I hate it when I do that, particularly on television.
Let me get back to what you raised, the issue of NAFTA. I don't see, he's a huge supporter of free trade, John McCain. The Bush administration supports free trade. I don't see a big difference between the two of them on NAFTA.
I was going to go to a point, in other words, I was going to go to a point which is, what you'd want is consistency with regard to that position. What I think is more relevant is Obama had said during the primary process, we've got to go ahead and redraw NAFTA, and now his comments have been much more tepid post-primary about, well, maybe...
Right, that's a major difference between Obama and the president, but as far as NAFTA is concerned, McCain and Bush are on the same page.
Oh, I wish I had a gun, oh, gun. It would be fun to shoot the other two and only be one.
Absolutely no plan for universal health care. McCain as Bush.
We do everything alike, we look alike, we dress alike, we talk alike, we walk alike, and what is more, we hate each other very much. We hate our folks, we're sick of jokes, and what an art it is to tell us apart.
I also happen to believe that a worker at his or her option ought to be allowed to put some of their own money in a private savings account, an account that they call their own. It's an asset that they'll call their own, and they'll get a much better rate of return on their own money than they would in the Social Security with the government manages their money for them, for example. And that would be a valuable contribution to our economy because it's asset accumulation, which is good for American families.
We eat the same kind of meals, we drink from the same kind of bottles, we sit in the same kind of high chair, high chair, high chair.
A millionaire who's for tax cuts for millionaires.
Senator McCain says
he's
for them. Are you saying that the war in Iraq, these issues of national security, overwhelm all of these other issues?
No, I'm saying two things. First of all, as a matter of fact, George, John McCain is not for the private accounts to take the place of Social Security. He's for what Bill Clinton used to call Social Security Plus.
He disputed that in the Wall Street Journal this month.
Yeah, I think
2008. You know, John McCain has had a reputation as a maverick going back into the late 90s. But again and again during this campaign, he's adopting the policies and even the campaign techniques of George W. Bush. One of the best examples of that is Social Security, where McCain has adopted George W. Bush's policy on phasing out Social Security, privatizing it, and replacing it with private investment accounts. He's embraced that. He's also embraced the word games that President Bush used back in 2005 when he tried to phase out the program. But look at this clip from 4 years ago, from 2004, when John McCain said that privatization was exactly the policy that he endorsed.
Will privatizing Social Security be a priority for you going forward?
The end of the second question, privatizing Social Security, what?
Be a priority for you going forward?
I don't see how your second question is easier than the first, and I addressed it a bit in my remarks. Without privatization, I don't see how you can possibly, over time, make sure that young Americans are able to receive Social Security benefits.